Corruption remains one of Africa's biggest challenges, hindering economic growth, development, and trust in government. According to Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index, some African nations struggle more than others in the fight against corruption. Today I'm counting down the top 10 most corrupt countries in Africa based on the latest global rankings. Let's get started. Number 10. Guinea-Bissau. This country has long been plagued by political instability and weak institutions. Corruption runs deep in the political and economic systems, with drug trafficking networks influencing governance. Bribery and embezzlement are common, making it difficult for reforms to take root. Number 9. Democratic Republic of Congo. Despite its rich natural resources, DRC suffers from rampant corruption. Government officials and elites often embezzle funds meant for public services, while illegal mining operations fuel conflict. According to Transparency International, it's one of Africa's worst for corruption perception. Number 8. Libya. Since Gaddafi's fall in 2011, Libya has struggled with instability and lawlessness. Corruption is rife within the government and military, with oil revenues frequently misused. Ongoing conflict weakens accountability, making corruption a persistent issue. Number 7. Sudan. Political and military corruption dominates Sudan, where elites control the country's wealth. The transition to civilian rule faces setbacks due to corrupt officials who resist change. Mismanagement and bribery are widespread across key sectors like banking and trade. Number 6. Equatorial Guinea. Despite its oil wealth, Equatorial Guinea has extreme wealth inequality. The ruling elite controls vast resources using state funds for personal luxury, while most citizens live in poverty. The lack of press freedom and accountability fuels corruption. Number 5. South Sudan. Since gaining independence in 2011, South Sudan has been crippled by corruption. Government officials frequently embezzle public funds, while the military and politicians exploit international aid. The lack of financial transparency makes it one of Africa's most corrupt nations. Number 4. Burundi. Burundi struggles with deep-seated corruption in government, police, and judiciary systems. Bribery is common, and public funds often go missing. The country's weak economy and political tensions exacerbate corruption, making reforms difficult. Number 3. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has a long history of corruption, particularly in government contracts and land deals. The ruling elite control much of the economy, and the misuse of public funds has led to economic collapse. Citizens often face extortion from police and officials in everyday life. Number 2. Somalia. Somalia has consistently ranked among the most corrupt countries globally. With weak government institutions and ongoing conflict, corruption has become a way of life. Warlords and politicians often control aid and resources for personal gain, leaving the population in extreme poverty. And finally, number 1. South Sudan. South Sudan takes the top spot due to extreme corruption in government, military, and business sectors. Billions of dollars in oil revenue have disappeared, while top officials enrich themselves at the expense of citizens. The country's lack of transparency and accountability makes corruption nearly impossible to control. Corruption continues to be a major obstacle in Africa's development, but hope is not lost. Many organizations and citizens are fighting for transparency and justice. Can these nations turn things around? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful videos on global issues. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.